Hello, lords and ladies. Today, I'm going to teach you my family's favorite game, Kingdomino. In Kingdomino, you are trying to win by assembling a kingdom that generates the most points at the end of the game. To set up, each player who's playing will select a color, and they will take the corresponding castle, castle tile, and king associated with their color. Then you will shuffle one of these 48 domino tiles and then place them back in this box in this order in this tray right here. On the first turn, you will draw 4 dominoes out and they will have numbers on the back. When you draw them, you will make sure that you line them up in numerical order. So in this case, 14, 20, 44, and 46. So once you've placed them in that numerical order, you will flip them over to reveal them. Then, in a turn order that you determine to start the game, you will each player will take a turn selecting one tile. The tiles will have different terrains on them, which I'll explain in a minute. However, when all 4 players have selected their tiles, then you will lay 4 new tiles, leaving the king pawns on the dominoes. You will do the same thing, placing the tiles in the numerical order, and then you will flip them over to reveal which terrains they hold. The player who selected the lowest value domino, so in this case 14, will go first in selecting the next domino. This is because the lower dominoes are typically worth less points and the higher dominoes are typically worth more points. So you have a choice every round. Do I take the higher domino and get more points but get last pick in the next round? Or do I take a lower domino in hopes that I get a pick that I need later? This will proceed until you run out of dominoes. Now, let me show you what you actually do with the dominoes once you select them. On a given turn, you will have your castle in the center here, and you will take a domino tile and place it adjacent to your castle. In this case, we have hayfields and water. When you're building your castle field, it needs to make a 5x5 grid by the end of the game. What you do each turn is when you select a new domino tile, you have 2 options. It can either attach to your castle, which can take any terrain tile, or in this case, this is a double hayfield. I can attach it to the hayfield that I already have. However, this tile here is swamps and mines, which I do not have. So if my castle was blocked off and I did not have that tile, I could not place it anywhere and would have to discard it. At the end of the game, you will calculate your points using this score sheet. As you can see here, the score sheet has hayfields, forests, water, fields, swamps, mines, and then 2 bonus sections that I'll explain in a second. How you score points is when you are calculating at the end, you will notice that the tiles have to touch. However, you will also notice that some of these have crowns, as seen here. In this case, if they were connected like this section would be worth 4 points because it is the number of tiles times the crowns. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 hayfields and 1 crown for the hayfield, equaling 4 points. You will calculate this number up as well as any bonuses to tally your final score at the end. This will include if your castle is perfectly in the center of your grid, which will give you 10 points, and 5 points if you make a perfect 5x5 grid without throwing away any tiles. Once you generate and add up all those scores, the player with the most points wins the game. And that's how you play Kingdomino.